Hi, welcome to Gamingnight. Sorry about the other day, the other video. It cut off in the middle of us saying I'm sorry, so my battery died. Hopefully it won't happen this time. This is two and a half about me, and then something else. Yeah, I'm into like the old school games. I still have the original Wolfenstein 3D. I play that. I got Duke Nukem 3D for the PS1. I got some of the old classic stuff. I did that, like I played games when I got off of school or read books because I really didn't have that many friends. So yeah, but as I was saying about the special ed, their idea of learning is they give you packets, and the packets were like word searches, fill in the blanks. I mean, it was just so boring. And then for reading classes, you'd read one chapter a day, and everyone would be reading like passages out of the book. That was boring. I could read a book, like a 200-page book in a day on my own if I really wanted to. And they wanted to make sure we could comprehend what we were reading. I'm like, honestly, I just told the teacher, look, this is getting really boring. Just let me take the book home. I can read it. I'll still follow along. I can't stand reading a chapter a day. I can read a freaking book in a day. And then while you guys are reading, you guys have your quiet time reading, I'll just get something else that I want to read, because I'm not reading the basics. I want to start dabbling into, like, because I'm planning on going to college, and whether you guys, so they're trying to get me to go to this like vocational place called Joe Bright, and I'm like, look, I'm not wanting to do vocation. I want to go to college because I want to work with computers. So I had to argue with that. I had to argue to take my ACT test and all these other tests. They wouldn't let me do certain things. I had to fight to get like all this stuff done. It's just they would not cooperate one iota. It really sucked. Because it really hurt me when I went to college. I had to start taking like the beginners English classes and stuff because of the fact that I was way behind. Well, I just picked up a game the other day. I'm not done with it. I just started it. It's Eat Lead, The Return of Matt Hazard. It reminds me of like Duke Nukem. It's purposely like, it's really hilarious. I'm just dying laughing. I like 6 straight hours and I cannot put it down. It's a nod at the old games. It purposely puts like enemies in weird places, like directly behind you. They spawn. Like it's just really hard. It's crazy, but the humor is really funny. There's one scene where it was telling you your mission, and it put this like all this text on the screen saying, "Oh, search this room, go to this room, kill this," and the guy's like, "You expect me to stand around here to read all this? Could you just simplify it?" And then she's like, "Okay, fine." So then they put like a little line on top said, "Shoot anything that moves is your objective." And it's just hilarious. And they got like all these inside jokes like computer glitches, like the programmer can't make its mind up what it wants to do. It cliches like so many different things. I mean, I found myself like 1 minute you're in a club, a Chinese restaurant thing, like then you end up in this club, and then you're in this office. But I mean, it's just like crazy, and you're like fighting everything from starting out to be like all these different things. Like it throws weird things at you like just out of the blue. It's like there's no rhyme or reason. It's like it's just part of the code, and it's just crazy. And they like stuff like characters like are like washed up from other like played out action heroes and stuff. It's like if you grew up like in the 70s and are familiar with like Wolfenstein 3D, a lot of the other games like RPGs, everything expands from the 70s, late 70s to 80s up to, because the game style is more like a Duke Nukem 3D. It's not graphically, it's like PS2 graphics, but the story is hilarious. It's really enjoyable. I really like it. It's running. It's just crazy. Like you're shooting stuff and you get these weird trophies. One I got was called Migraine. It was like I think it was like for putting 50 bullets in some guy's head. Had 50 headshots or something. I got one for like I think ricocheting a bomb, not a bomb, but a bullet off a wall or something. You get these really weird trophies, names and stuff. Like when you complete a mission, I got one. I think one of them said like Kung Fu fighting or something like that. It was weird. it's really good. If you can put up with the fact that it purposely puts stuff behind you, or it's outdated grab, kind of like outdated grab. It doesn't look like it's PS3 potential, but to me, I think the whole point of it was like it's nostalgia, like a kind of like a Duke Nukem, because the guy is kind of acts like a Duke Nukem. He's like the last action hero kind of guy. He just runs and guns and tries to get through this scenario alive. The voice acting is superb. The humor's top notch. I mean, it's awesome. I'm only 6 hours into it, but I don't think I even got 6 hours because I kept dying a few spots. I'm just on the second boss right now, so I'm probably not even close to finishing it. But yeah, to me, it's awesome. It's like they built this game for me. It's like, 'cause I remember I grew up playing like Doom, Wolfenstein 3D. You know, those are like the first shooters, like games I played in the computer ages. But with the consoles, I started with Atari, and I still like the old school Atari look, like the retro look. It just, to me, it looks cool. So, because to me, graphics aren't the most important thing for a game. To me, it's gameplay and fun. Story helps a little bit too. If the story is really engaging, I can bypass a lot of stuff if it's got a good story. So my question to you is, you can either video response or do a text response comment. What has to be in a game in order for you to be intrigued in it? Is story more important to you? Is gameplay important to you? What is important to you to have you buy a game? What's the most important aspect of the game? Because like I said, to me, it's gameplay. Humor helps a lot for me if it's got a lot of humor, and controls aren't that much of it. But if it's got really bad controls, or you seem like you can't do anything with it, then that's definitely a negative for me. But I can handle like outdated graphics and, you know, some sluggish controls, as long as they're not too sluggish where you don't feel like you're controlling the character. That's my 2 cents worth. Sorry about the video from last time. So expect me to do a review on 2 games. I think I'm gonna do Galactica first, and then the next one I'll probably do Big Bang Mini. So just to keep it fresh. And then we'll go from there. We'll go back to some board games. And then when I fully finish this game, I'll give you my full opinion, but I don't think it's going to change unless something sucks later down the road.